Welcome to Windsong Intuition. I know I've been out of the loop for a little while. It's been kind of hectic, and I haven't done readings lately, but I've gotten a few new decks in, and I'd like to do some videos about those, because this one's not really well known yet that I know of. This is the Art History Tarot for Past Lives, and it's from Red Orchid Publishing. And you have to go to Red Orchid Publishing, the website, in order to order it. And it comes in a red envelope with this emblem on it, so that's pretty neat. But it comes with the book, it comes with the bag, and then the cards come in this tuck box right here. So I thought I'd talk about it a little bit. She created this deck because she does a lot of past life readings. Let's see, the author is Melanie Eva Henson, and she admits up front in the book that this is not the most comprehensive that it could be, but that it's a start. It kind of gives some broad regions and time periods, and it doesn't delve too deep into specifics of the region. So it might say like China or the High Middle Ages, but it doesn't go too much into detail. But it's a start, and it's she has a spread in here specifically for past life readings. But this is a deck that can be used strictly as a tarot deck, and that's the way she designed it, which is really great. And I'll show you right here the spread that she has that's for the past life, where when you deal them out, the core is the when or the where, and then the crossing core, which if you don't get a when or a where here, would go here, and then your passing influence, your interior qualities, how others see you, and then how this is manifesting now. And she says that if you don't get a when or a where here, wherever it shows up here is the when and the where. However, if you get more than one when or where, the one that's in the either 1 or 2 slot takes precedence. And then each of the cards, she goes in the past life and then the alternative interpretation. So each of these other cards, whether they are a when or a where, they would be read with the alternative interpretation or the tarot interpretation. Now, if you don't get a when or a where in those, she's also put the time and the place of the artwork, which could also be used in that regard. But then she's also got, relationship archetypes like daughter, son, man, woman, and then she's got, things that may have happened in your life like loss, apathy, types of death, poison, abandonment, twin flame, daughter. So it's really interesting when you do these, do the readings to see what comes up. And so I thought I would go through the cards with you really quick. Now this book feels really interesting. It's got a really interesting coating to it that's almost like sateen, so it almost feels kind of like velvet and smooth. It's really interesting, and the cards had that same coating on them. I've actually never had a deck that had this kind of, they're sort of they're matte, but they've got a really interesting feel to them. So you can see she's got the Red Orchid logo in the back, so they're reversible, although the book doesn't show reverse meanings. I'm sure that's for your tarot. So this is you, the Fool, and like I said, for the artwork, she puts down here what the artwork is, who it's by, and the time period. Then you have Africa, which is the Magician. Then you have Before Christ, which is the furthest back that it goes. It doesn't go any further back than just the broad BC. And you have Mother, Father, Religion, Lovers, America, strength, Asia. And I would imagine if you get several cards that are like this that don't speak about specific people, if you're an intuitive reader, you can delve into the picture and start pulling some of the story from that too. We have fate, justice, premature death, death, karmic lesson, slavery, plague, and obviously being that these are past life issues that you're working through, they're not going to be the most pleasant in the forms of the life or the type of death, but they're not all negative. You'll see that she actually has some that are more like peaceful death sort of things. You have Europe, South America, Australia, the Middle East, migration, Turkey, spouse. As you see, you're getting into the suits now, so this is the Two of Cups, friendship, apathy, loss, karmic connection, which is really great for the Six of Cups, poison, not the most pleasant card that you would want to get, abandonment, Congo, twin flames, daughter, hero, loving woman, benevolent man, and you get into the wands and you have Korea, China, the high Middle Ages, the late Middle Ages. You can see she gives you kind of a couple of centuries worth of a gap there. Conflict, 16th century, resolute, 18th century, prison, depression, sun, traveler, visible woman, philandering man. That one's kind of an obvious one, isn't it? Japan, genetic illness. I like how on some of these they are kind of specific in that regard. Brokenhearted, chronic illness, violence, drowning, betrayal, oppression, dreams, murder, brother, soldier, rational woman, rational man, Spain, India, old age, greed, starvation, charity, 17th century, Greece, 19th century, Mexico, sister, true friend, indigenous woman, indigenous man. Sorry about that, we had a little interruption there. So I hope I didn't flip through those too quickly for you. If I did, just pause on the cards that you're interested in. Now, this cardstock, it feels really good. It's not really thick, and when I have shuffled these, they have shuffled really, really well. They're really smooth to shuffle, and whatever coating that she chose for this, that they slide together really well. Of course, I'm a clumsy shuffler anyway, but these do really well. They don't stick together, and they don't slide around too much. It's really just right. And I have used these, but I did put them back in order so that I could show them to you in order. But if you get the chance to get your hands on this deck, I highly recommend it. She had just been using tarot cards and maybe some oracle cards with it, and you can see sort of the influence of what she was assigning the tarot cards as far as aspects of a past life. I think she carried that over, and so it's really interesting. In the book, the explanations aren't really too long. She tells you about the art, but that's more as paying respect to the artwork itself. But I really like how she has the book set up, and it can really delve in deep. So that's the Art History Tarot for Past Lives by Red Orchid Publishing. And so if you get the chance to get this, I highly recommend it. The other thing I don't usually like tuck boxes, but every time I put the cards back, they've gone right back in without those one or two cards wanting to pop up. So I hope you like this walkthrough, and I highly recommend you give them a try. This is really great. Alright, thank you very much. See you next time.